Have you ever felt like nothing excites you anymore? The joy you once found in life seems out of reach. In this video, we will explore the insights of Carl Jung and other spiritual teachers about why life can sometimes feel empty and meaningless. Is the loss of joy simply a result of life events, or is it a sign of a deeper transformation within the self? And most importantly, how can we rekindle a life filled with purpose and fulfillment? Stay with us until the end of the video, where, through practical steps, we will uncover the hidden power of presence, the importance of aligning with your inner truth, and how to nurture a strong inner self. Whether you're seeking meaning, struggling with stagnation, or searching for inspiration, this video will guide you back to the joy that has always been within you. If this is your first time visiting our channel, don't forget to like and subscribe so you can stay updated with our latest videos on spiritual topics, inner awakening, and philosophical insights. There's a quiet heaviness that creeps into your life, isn't there? At first, it's subtle, like a passing moment of disinterest in things that once brought you joy. You might notice that the excitement you used to feel has started to wane. The things that used to light you up no longer seem as captivating, but as time goes on, this feeling grows, gradually settling like a thick fog over your days. Laughter starts to feel forced, excitement fades before it even begins, and you catch yourself asking, "What's wrong with me?" It's not just a temporary bout of exhaustion or the typical ups and downs of emotions that we all experience. This is something deeper, more insidious, a hollow echo that grows louder within, whispering that nothing feels fun or meaningful anymore. Life begins to feel like a never-ending loop of monotony, where one day blends into the next, and you're left wondering when it all started to feel so empty. But what if this isn't a sign of failure or weakness? What if this feeling is actually a wake-up call, a nudge from your soul urging you to look deeper? Instead of just going through the motions of your daily routines, distractions, and comforts, maybe it's time to confront the deeper truths that have been waiting to emerge. Beneath this numbness lies something profoundly important. It's a truth that, if you allow yourself to explore it, has the potential to not only bring joy back into your life, but to transform the very way you live. This journey isn't just about finding happiness again. It's about reconnecting with the parts of yourself you've long ignored or forgotten. By embracing the deeper parts of your being, you can begin to live with more purpose, authenticity, and fulfillment. There's a part of you that, whether you realize it or not, has likely been kept hidden, buried beneath the layers of your daily routine, your obligations, your fears, and your expectations. Carl Jung, the renowned psychologist, referred to this hidden part as the shadow self. The shadow is made up of fragments of your psyche, thoughts, feelings, desires, and aspects of your identity that you suppress, deny, or reject. These aren't just random or fleeting thoughts. They are the unspoken truths of your soul. They are the parts of you that long for acknowledgement, but have been pushed aside or ignored for so long. The shadow is not inherently evil or destructive. In fact, it is not your enemy. It does not linger to harm you. Rather, it operates as a protective mechanism, keeping you within the boundaries of what is familiar and comfortable. The shadow tries to shield you from discomfort, but in doing so, it also keeps you disconnected from your true, whole self. When joy begins to fade and life feels empty or uninspiring, it's often a signal that the shadow is demanding to be seen. The feelings of apathy, the lack of excitement, the constant restlessness, they are not just random mood swings or signs of burnout. These are signals from your unconscious calling you to look inward and confront what you've hidden from yourself. At first, it can feel uncomfortable, even frightening, to acknowledge this part of you. The process of facing your shadow is rarely easy. It asks you to be brutally honest with yourself, honest about your fears, your wounds, and the limiting narratives you've carried around for years. But as Jung teaches, this confrontation is not about breaking down, it is about breaking open. The act of confronting the shadow isn't meant to destroy you. Rather, it is about integrating these hidden parts of yourself into your conscious awareness. It is in this integration that we rediscover vitality, wholeness, and the fullness of life. The emptiness you might feel begins to dissipate when you open up to the truths you've been avoiding. What you discover about yourself in these moments of self-reflection is not always easy to accept. Yet, through this process, you become more complete and more aware of who you truly are. The numbing fog lifts, and a deeper, more grounded sense of purpose and understanding takes its place. When you embrace the shadow, you begin to feel more alive. The things that once felt meaningless regain their value. The connections you long for begin to feel real again. And most importantly, you reconnect with your true desires, those that have been hidden beneath layers of fear and self-doubt. So the question arises, what parts of yourself have you been avoiding? What truths are quietly whispering from the corners of your mind, waiting to be acknowledged? These truths have been waiting for you to hear them, to confront them, and to accept them. It's time to listen. Stay with me, because the path to rediscovering joy, vitality, and meaning begins with the courage to step into the shadows. The heaviness you feel, the dull ache of boredom, the persistent absence of joy, isn't just an accident or a random occurrence. More often than not, it's a defense mechanism. It's a wall your mind has built to shield you from something deeper, something it believes you're not ready to face. Emotional numbness is a form of protection. It arises when the mind can no longer ignore the pain, the trauma, or the suppressed desires that are locked away in the unconscious. These unresolved emotions and unacknowledged aspects of yourself create a distance between who you are and who you have the potential to be. Your mind, in its quest to protect you, numbs the very parts of you that crave connection, excitement, and meaning. You may find yourself thinking, "I'm just tired," or "maybe I've outgrown this." You might brush aside the feeling, convincing yourself it's simply a passing phase. But beneath these surface-level thoughts lies a deeper truth that can no longer be ignored. This emotional numbness is a way of avoiding discomfort, whether that discomfort comes from the fear of failure, the sting of past rejection, or the guilt of desiring more than you have. These unexamined emotions don't simply disappear. They sit quietly in the background, shaping your experience of life in subtle ways. The fear of facing discomfort keeps many people stuck in patterns of avoidance. It's easier to numb yourself than to confront the things that make you uncomfortable. But by avoiding these emotions, you also avoid the growth that comes with healing and self-acceptance. The longer you stay disconnected from your shadow, the longer you remain stuck in a loop of dissatisfaction and emotional stagnation. However, it doesn't have to be this way. The first step toward change is acknowledging that these hidden parts of you are there, waiting to be embraced. Once you begin to recognize and accept your shadow, you can begin to heal and transform. This process of integration is not something that happens overnight, nor is it something you can force. It requires patience, self-compassion, and a willingness to face the parts of yourself you have long ignored. But once you start this journey, the rewards are immeasurable. You'll find that joy begins to return, not in the way it once was, but in a deeper, more authentic form. Life takes on new meaning, and you begin to experience it with greater clarity and purpose. In conclusion, stepping into the shadows is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength. It's a courageous act of self-discovery and growth. By facing your fears, embracing your true desires, and acknowledging the parts of yourself that have been buried, you can experience a more vibrant, joyful life. The path to joy begins not by avoiding the shadow, but by allowing it to come to light and integrating it into your being. Only then will you be able to live with true freedom and authenticity. But here's the paradox. The very numbness that you rely on for protection is also the thing that traps you. It dulls not only the pain, but the joy as well. While it may feel like a safety net, it's really a false comfort, one that keeps you disconnected from your true self and the world around you. In this numbed state, you become insulated from both the highs and the lows, and over time, you begin to lose touch with what truly matters. The numbness may seem like it offers protection from hurt, but in reality, it imprisons you in a cycle of emotional detachment and emotional stagnation. To break free from this trap, you must be willing to sit with the discomfort, to face the vulnerability that you've been avoiding for so long. It's not easy. Vulnerability feels risky, raw, and unprotected, but as you begin to lean into it, something profound happens. Slowly, the numbness starts to fade, and in its place, clarity emerges. This clarity doesn't just help you understand what you've been avoiding. It illuminates the path forward, a path where joy isn't just a fleeting emotion, but a deeply rooted state of being. This newfound clarity allows you to reconnect with the parts of you that have been buried under layers of emotional armor. And through this reconnection, you find not only joy, but a deeper sense of peace. However, before this transformation can fully take place, we must confront another layer of this journey: the external forces that feed the cycle of disconnection. In a world that moves at breakneck speed, it's no wonder so many of us feel disconnected from joy. Modern life, with its constant notifications, relentless deadlines, and societal pressures, creates the perfect storm of distraction and dissatisfaction. We live in a time where we've been conditioned to find fulfillment outside of ourselves, through the things we achieve, the possessions we acquire, or the validation we receive from others. But this external chase for happiness often leads to emptiness rather than lasting contentment. Eckhart Tolle, a modern spiritual teacher, refers to this cycle as the pain body. The pain body is a collective energy fueled by ego, comparison, and the insatiable need for more. It thrives on the belief that something external must fill the void inside us. Social media has amplified this process, showing us carefully curated snapshots of other people's seemingly perfect lives. We see their accomplishments, their possessions, their apparent happiness, and we're led to believe that we're somehow falling behind, even when, in reality, we're not. It's not just about keeping up with the Joneses anymore. It's about the illusion that happiness is something that exists out there, always just out of reach. We come to believe that if we only had what others have, or if we could be more like them, then we'd be happy. But here's the truth. The joy we so desperately crave cannot be found in the external world. It's not something we can acquire, achieve, or be validated into experiencing. True joy is an inside job. It's a reflection of our connection to the present moment. When we shift our attention from the external to the internal, we begin to rediscover the wellspring of joy that has always been within us. This is where the power lies, in our ability to be fully present and connected to what is happening right now, not in some distant future or by chasing some idealized version of life. Modern life often encourages us to numb ourselves or distract ourselves from our discomforts. Whether it's binge-watching TV shows, scrolling through social media, or filling every moment with activity, we are constantly looking for quick fixes, fleeting pleasures that temporarily fill the void. But the more we seek outside ourselves for fulfillment, the further we drift from the source of true satisfaction. This external focus keeps us locked in a cycle of insatiable desire, always looking for the next thing, the next experience, the next validation. How do we break free from this cycle? How do we stop living for the future or for the approval of others and instead come back to ourselves? The answer lies in returning to what we've forgotten, the power of the present moment and the stillness. Within, the present moment is the only place where real change can happen. It's the only place where joy can be experienced authentically. When you stop looking for joy in the external world and begin to cultivate a deep connection with the here and now, you reconnect with the fullness of life. Returning to the present means learning to sit in stillness, to become aware of your breath, to observe your thoughts without judgment, and to embrace the discomfort that arises. It's in these quiet moments of presence that the noise of the world begins to fade. The incessant pressure to be, do, or have more loses its grip. You begin to realize that all of the things you were chasing outside of yourself were never the source of true joy. They were just distractions, illusions designed to keep you away from the power you already possess. This is not to say that external circumstances or achievements don't matter. Of course they do. But they are not the ultimate source of happiness or fulfillment. When you live in the present, when you embrace the fullness of who you are without judgment or shame, you are free to experience life in a way that is richer and more fulfilling than anything the external world can offer. You no longer need to chase joy. It becomes a natural part of your being. To truly break free from the cycle of disconnection, we must learn to quiet the mind, to step away from the constant noise, and to become fully present with ourselves. This is not always easy, but it is always worth it. The power of the present moment, the stillness within, is where true peace and joy reside. When you embrace this truth, you open the door to a life filled with deeper connection, authenticity, and lasting fulfillment. The numbness fades, and in its place, you find the clarity that has always been there, waiting for you to notice it. Let's take a moment to explore how we can reconnect with and rediscover the joy that has always been within us, quietly waiting to be acknowledged. The truth is, joy is not something you chase, it's something you allow. It exists naturally, right here in the present moment. And in the stillness of the present lies a doorway to a deeper, lasting sense of fulfillment. However, modern life has conditioned us to look outward for happiness, constantly distracting us from the only place where true joy can exist, the here and now. This moment right now is filled with potential joy and happiness, but only if you're willing to be attentive enough to notice it. Think about it. How often do you pause and truly experience the world around you? When you are mindful, you see the joy in the small, often overlooked details, the warmth of the sun on your skin, the sound of laughter shared with friends, or the calming rhythm of your own breath. These are the simple moments of life, and they contain the joy we so often seek elsewhere. To reclaim that joy, we must first relearn how to be present. We need to slow down, tune out the constant noise, and reconnect with what's happening right now. Being present doesn't mean ignoring your problems or denying your emotions. It's not about pretending everything is perfect or putting on a facade of happiness. Instead, it's about embracing whatever you're feeling, whether it's joy, sadness, frustration, or peace. When you are truly present, you create space for all your emotions to coexist without judgment. You allow yourself to feel what you're feeling without trying to escape or suppress it. Over time, this practice rewires your mind, helping you find beauty in the ordinary and meaning in the mundane. You begin to see the magic in the small, everyday moments that make up your life. But presence, though essential, is only the beginning. True joy isn't a destination, it's a journey, a series of intentional choices that align with your deepest truths. The next step is to cultivate a life where joy becomes not just a fleeting experience, but a foundation for how you live. Joy is not about waiting for something to happen, nor is it about reacting to external circumstances. It's about how you choose to respond to life, how you frame each experience and choose to live it. A joyful mindset isn't a mere accident of life, it's a practice. It's about consciously choosing to focus on what truly matters and reframing the narratives you tell yourself. This practice involves recognizing that joy isn't tied to external events, achievements, or possessions. It's rooted deeply in your inner state. To begin cultivating joy, start by becoming aware of your thoughts. Are they filled with gratitude, curiosity, and hope? Or do they lean toward fear, judgment, and scarcity? The way you think directly shapes your reality. Bob Proctor, a well-known personal development expert, once said, "What you think about, you bring about." This means that the thoughts and beliefs you hold about yourself and the world around you will shape the experiences you encounter. By choosing to think empowering thoughts, you can start inviting more joy into your life. Now, this doesn't mean ignoring life's challenges or forcing positivity. Life will always have its ups and downs, and pretending everything is fine when it's not can be harmful. Instead, it's about finding joy in the midst of imperfection. It's about appreciating the small victories, savoring the quiet moments, and embracing the lessons that come with struggle. Even in challenging times, there is always something to be grateful for. Gratitude becomes your anchor, a constant reminder that no matter how dark things may seem, there is always something to cherish. Cultivating gratitude doesn't mean you deny pain or difficult emotions. It simply means you acknowledge that there is good in your life, even in the midst of hardship. You might not always have everything you want or be in the ideal situation, but there are moments of beauty, love, and grace that are worth celebrating. Gratitude allows you to see those moments, no matter how small they may seem, and recognize their value. The act of embracing gratitude also shifts your focus away from scarcity. Many of us live in a mindset of not enough time, not enough money, not enough love, not enough success. This mindset creates a sense of longing and disconnection. But when you focus on what you already have and acknowledge the richness in your life, you start to experience a shift. The more you focus on abundance, the more you invite abundance into your life. This shift in perspective opens you up to more joy and fulfillment because you're no longer constantly reaching for something external. Instead, you learn to draw joy from within, from the recognition of what's already here. As you begin to practice being present and cultivating a joyful mindset, something else happens. You start to shift your energy. You attract more positivity into your life because you're no longer focused on lack, fear, or what's missing. Your thoughts, energy, and emotions align with joy, and as a result, you begin to experience life with a deeper sense of peace and satisfaction. Even in the face of adversity, joy becomes something that you can carry with you, something that is always available, waiting for you to tap into it. In conclusion, joy is not something that exists outside of you. It is a natural state of being that resides within you, waiting to be uncovered. By returning to the present moment, by choosing to focus on gratitude and empowering thoughts, and by embracing both the highs and lows of life, you begin to reconnect with your true self and the joy that has always been there. Life doesn't have to be perfect for you to experience joy. It's about shifting your focus, being present, and allowing yourself to fully experience all the richness life has to offer. No matter how ordinary it may seem, joy is here and it always has been. You just have to be willing to see it. Cultivating joy isn't just a passive experience. It requires intentional action. It's about aligning your daily choices, habits, and relationships with the things that truly light up your soul. Many of us go through life thinking that joy will just appear on its own. But the truth is that joy thrives when we actively create a life that supports and nurtures it. This means evaluating every aspect of your life, your routines, the people, you surround yourself with, and even the environments you inhabit. It's not enough to simply feel gratitude or think joyful thoughts. You need to take real, concrete steps to build a life that amplifies those feelings. Sometimes this requires making tough choices. It might mean letting go of toxic environments or relationships that drain your energy. It could involve saying no to obligations that no longer align with your values or contribute to your well-being. These actions can be uncomfortable, but they are necessary. By creating space for what truly matters, you open up room for joy to enter and thrive in your life. Michael A. Singer, a renowned author and teacher, describes this process as surrendering to the flow of life, allowing yourself to follow paths that feel expansive rather than restrictive. Living with joy is not about achieving perfection or erasing struggle from your life. It's about consciously designing a life that nourishes your soul, one that feels aligned with your deepest truths. This may mean surrounding yourself with people who inspire you and uplift your energy, engaging in activities that make you lose track of time, and prioritizing self-care as an act of self-respect. As you begin to take these steps, you'll notice that joy becomes less of a fleeting moment and more of a natural, consistent state of being. Now let's reflect on what it truly means to live with joy at the center of your life. This transformation doesn't happen overnight, but when it does, it ripples into every corner of your existence. Joy isn't something you chase, it's something you cultivate. It's found in the small, deliberate choices you make to embrace life as it is, while remaining open to the endless possibilities it has to offer. As Carl Jung famously said, "Who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakes." Awakening to joy is an act of courage. It requires peeling back the layers of doubt, fear, and distraction that cloud your perception in order to uncover the radiant truth that has always been within you. Every moment is an opportunity to choose how you show up for yourself. Will you choose to be present, or will you allow yourself to be distracted by the chaos around you? Will you choose gratitude over scarcity, connection over isolation, or will you remain stuck in a mindset of lack? These choices may seem small, but they hold the power to transform your entire experience of life. Living with joy at the center of your being is not always an easy path, but it is always worth it. The road may be filled with challenges, but those challenges only become opportunities for growth. The truth is that joy has never truly left you. It has been quietly waiting for you to return to it. Life may have distracted you or led you off course, but deep down, joy has always been there, patiently waiting for you to rediscover it. So the question remains, what will you choose today? Will you continue to search for joy outside of yourself, or will you choose to awaken to the joy that is already within you? The journey is yours to take, and it begins right now. The power to cultivate a joyful, fulfilling life lies within you. All it takes is the willingness to make intentional choices, to trust in your own inner wisdom, and to embrace the joy that is waiting for you. Thank you for watching. If you learned something from this video, please like, subscribe to the Top Hidden Knowledge channel for more content on wisdom, spirituality, and personal growth. Or, if you have time, check out other videos on this channel. Until next time, have a wonderful and fulfilling day ahead.